Willkommen zurück zu Zodiac Trial. Im letzten Part haben wir ein wenig mit den anderen Mitgliedern, den anderen Teilnehmern geredet, um herauszufinden, was genau hier los ist. Und wir haben bisher Monkey und Pig abgekleistert. Und jetzt gehen wir rüber zu, ich würde sagen, zu Horse. Horse's role in all of this was heavily suspect. Why was he there in the first place? I felt like getting to the bottom of this would be an important point.
You really want to talk about this?
Why wouldn't I?
Aren't there bigger concerns at the moment?
This and that are connected. Horse merely raised an eyebrow.
If you say so. Anyways, what are you asking me about?
Why were you meeting with Bowen in his office so early in the morning? I know you said you were discussing construction going on nearby his building, but that isn't the truth, is it? Nothing I know about Bowen suggests that's how he handles such a matter.
I suppose there's no harm in telling you here, now. In the past, I used to be a very different person. Because of that past, Bowen had, on several occasions, tried to scab me to do a certain type of work for him. I refused. I explained to him that it wasn't really me who did all the stuff. He pushed the matter. That morning, he finally found the pressure point he needed to get me to agree to his unreasonable request. He called me to discuss it because it was the type of thing that needed to be discussed face to face. When I left his office, I was convinced I would have to work for him. And then he died a few hours later. How lucky for me.
Huh. Could you tell me what that pressure point was? Horse stood there in silence for a couple of seconds before responding.
Mouse, if you have committed a grave sin in the past, would you be able to live with yourself?
It depends. What's the sin is matters a lot here, don't you think? But even if it really was bad, it's not like I just give up on living, you know? I guess I don't know, accepted as part of who I was? I'm just not sure I needed to know more. I'm just not sure. I would need to know more. Horace didn't respond to this. Once it became clear he wasn't planning on responding anytime soon, I left him alone, leaving with more questions than answers. To talk to. Okay, give him up to Tiger. Tiger was another key witness in the incident. She probably had some insights worth discussing. I paid her a visit in the classroom she was lounging in. That old thing? I really wish people would quit asking me about it. I mean, I get it, I know it was important, but my memory's not really not the best, you know? Well, you don't need to run down the whole thing. I just have a few questions for you. Alright, shoot. I feel dumb about what I'm about to ask you. What? Mouse, don't say that, believe in yourself. I'm sure you're going to ask a great question. Okay then, are you sure you didn't see anyone else enter Bones' office? Of course! What are you talking about? I definitely would have mentioned something like that to the police. Figured. But you would have seen it, right? If someone did enter? No, totally. I was reading the magazine they had laid out, but it was like light reading. I was directly facing the door window. And when Bones' office door opens, it swings all the way out to cover the window. Honestly, a bit of a design flaw if you ask me. But anyways, I definitely took note of everything that happened. What about the outside window? Were you looking through that? No, why? Is it relevant? Probably not. I guess I just want to ask. Alright then. Anything else? One other thing. You waited until the cops were already in the building before you left the waiting room, right? Uh-huh. So, why'd you do that? I don't know. I had nowhere else to be that day. I wasn't told to leave. I guess that makes sense. That's about it. Great. Hope that helped. Thanks for indulging me. No problem. Honestly, anything to take my mind off this situation. First time, cute. This time, kind of infuriating. I'm trying to keep my cool, but yeesh, it's not easy. Sometimes it feels like my emotions are just moving my body for me. What to say, Kanuk? You should learn some breathing exercises. Have you considered... Anger management? I bet I need something silly like that. I mean, what you just said sounds a little disturbing. I don't think looking into anger management would hurt, Or at least some type of way to control your emotions. Why would I need to control my emotions? They tend to know what's best for me. Well, if you say so. And with that, my time with Tiger came to close. Oh my god! Before I could talk to anyone else, speakers began to blare. Ow, my ears! I guess this was the too many warning the cat was referring to. Anyway, the point was made clear. I hurried over to the classroom, which I woke up in. There I found a computer with the mouse image attached to it. Looking at the computer again, it was clear that someone had just cut out a generic mouse logo and attached it to the computer. It felt a lot cheaper than the previous production. Well, I guess that was to be expected. This whole thing had a different vibe. It would have too, since it was being authored by somebody else. It had to be, because Brian was dead. Right? No, Ox told me that they had possibly identified him in the explosion. The police had guaranteed it. The police. Before I could think about it anymore, the screen in front of me flashed to life. Time to input an action. Immediately, I was a bit taken aback by how bare bones the whole production was. It was just a black screen with green text I could mouse over and click on. This really was a rush job, no, not made by the same people. However, there was no time to focus on such details. The input window was only 33 seconds. Shockingly low. So low as to prevent you from thinking clearly. First things first, time to read the communal tab. Mouth of Hearts, Ox of Hearts, Tiger of Hearts, Tiger of Clubs, Tiger of Diamonds, Tiger of Spades, Bunny of Hearts, Dragon of Hearts, Snake of Hearts. The result of this communal pull were very disturbing. However, I didn't have time to contemplate it too much. My job was unchanged. I saw a mouse card. I need to grab a mouse card. I clicked take, then scrolled over to Mouse of Hearts. And like that, the computer shut off. Task done. Now, time to deal with the fallout of the communal tab. I already had some thoughts about it, but I imagined the group would have plenty more. Boom! The hell was that? I made my way to the source of the noise, a classroom on the second floor. And after looking inside, I immediately turned around. The classroom was nicely decorated. The walls were all marked with directions on this compass rules. An eastern wall, a western wall, etc. There was a big bookshelf by the door, desk for the students, and a desk for the teacher with a computer. But none of that was what drew my attention. Ich glaube, Pig ist gestorben. Denn sie hat versucht, den Computer zu hacken und ist dadurch draufgegangen. Nicht wahr? Oh nee, Dog! What drew my attention was Dog's flaming corpse. A few others had gathered around the scene, and were expecting similar reactions like as mine. Natürlich, stimmt ja. Dog kann ja keine Eingabe machen, deswegen musste er bestraft werden, das macht Sinn. Ah, okay. What was this? A moment's thinking led me to the answer. Of course. Failure to input an action would result in execution. Dog being decked couldn't exactly input a move. Circle gets square. Without the space in my head for another thought on this subject, I turned around and made my way back to the library, where people were meeting. The hell was that? You mean Dog's corpse getting blown up? No, not that. Who gives a shit about that? I'm talking about the dead cards. I mean, what are the odds? Is everything doomed? Okay. Hold on now. Let's figure out things first. Tiger, horse, sheep, rooster, monkey. You five were supposed to take tiger cards when they're placed on the table. Additionally, seeing the predicament, Snake or Pigs might have decided to help out by also taking a card. So, could everyone state specifically which card they took? I just grabbed the Tiger of Hearts, since it matched with the other ones.
I also simply grabbed the first tiger card I saw. That is the Tiger of Hearts.
I thought we need to try and rip up Tiger's cards, so I chose the Tiger of Diamonds. I decided the best was often left safe for last. Hence, I took the Tiger of Spades. I also took the Tiger of Spades. I thought it the least likely card to be taken. I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to be seen as suspicious or anything, so I didn't do anything. I just checked Snake. I didn't have a card. He didn't have a card.
I wonder if that action determines the number of cards someone had at the start of the round or at the end.
That point was ambiguous. At any rate, I realized the predicament we may be getting ourselves into, and I decided to pick a tiger card. Specifically, the Tiger of Diamonds. Okay, so it sounds like everything worked out, right? Multiple people took 3 types of tiger cards, so those should be destroyed. And nobody took the Tiger of Clubs, so we can destroy that next round. Then everything will be great. Alright. Good. So that's good. Oh, Bunny. Must you always act so decidefully? Huh? Oh, you're a clever one, aren't you? You should be aware that what you just described couldn't have happened. Wait, it couldn't have? It's that way simple fact. The distribution of those cards were anything but random. Well, I suppose the cat never explicitly stated that they would be random, so this is still above board. Hi, baby. Hi, Emma. At any rate, they were very specifically flooded us with the type of cards we wanted to destroy in order to reduce our ability to destroy it. That's also the reason why the other cards were all ones that people were tasked with collecting, to reduce the amount of potential crossfire. Then here, a question. Why go through all this trouble if we're all working together?
If there's already a traitor in our midst.
Wait, really?
Last time, the traitors were signed with a public announcement. But we have no assurance that this will play by the same rules. And this game would be far too easy if there were no such traitors.
Exactly. I'm surprised Horse, for people, was the one to catch on. At any rate, if the cat is willing to deliberately send out cards in order to mess with us, there are various other things that wouldn't explicitly be against rules. For instance, there's no rule against the cat monitoring everyone else's choices and informing the traitor of which tiger card was left unclaimed. To put it simply, we are once again facing off against an unknown enemy. So I have to suspect Bunny. Why you wouldn't point all this out?
Well, that's... It's a little thing called tact, Snake. I would think a man like yourself would know about it.
Oh, is that what that was? My apologies.
Rushing to the assumption that there is, in fact, a traitor can be dangerous. For all we know, the cards were sent this way in order to cause chaos and disruption among ourselves. Let's think about how to proceed very carefully.
I have an idea. Can we just transition to another animal being our designated winner? I mean, it's not like there was any good reason for it to be tiger in the first place. Hey, we could easily make it horse, who hasn't had any cards dealt yet. But the cat is clearly watching our plans and is trying to mess us up. Who's to say that they don't do the exact same thing again? Well, this time we can come up with a more concrete plan on how to make sure the cards are destroyed.
No, there's a simpler method. Look, next one we check if there's in fact a tiger or clubs in the communal table. If there is, then there's nothing to worry about.
Aye.
If there isn't, we just need to find out who has it. Since the other 3 types of tiger cards were taken by specifically 2 people, if one person didn't take the card, they claimed the other person would have received the card they attempted to take. Therefore, if next round you have the card you attempted to take, you know who took it. With that in mind, the 6 people who took Tiger's cards should check the 6 people who didn't to see who has something they're not supposed to. Tiger, you can check me. Snake, you check Dragon. Rooster, check Mouse. Monkey, check Pig. Horse, check Bunny, and although it's likely at no point, Sheep can check Dog. With this, we'll know exactly what happened to the card. The rest of us will give Tiger our cards to try and raise her score. Even if all 4 of us do it, she'll only reach a score of 8, so we don't need to worry yet.
Hell yeah, Ox, that's how you do it. New plan in place. We'll show this damn traitor that the Zodiac animals don't get down easily. The Zodiac animals? What are we, a sports team? No, it's just, a group name. But I mean, we could be a sports team. We should! I'll pass. But Ox plan makes sense. I think, we should go with that. Very well then. This sounds acceptable.
I guess we can go with that.
Yay, Ein Plan! Hurrah! And like that, the group of order has been re-established. However, it felt markedly more fragile than before. Like it was a hair's breadth away from shattering. But that couldn't be helped. As the group split up, I decided to resume
my investigation. Okay, wir haben 5 neue Charaktere, yay. Wie war's mit Bunny? Bunny was the actual cop on the scene, right? He ought to have some insight for me. I paid him a visit.
You want to ask about the incident? I don't quite know how that helped the specific situation, but sure, fire away.
Bunny stood nonchalantly, leaning against the wall. He was tossing a small globe up in the air in his left hand. From what I could tell, he seemed to be left-handed. I guess one of the things that stands out to me is just how quickly you were able to find Bo's body.
Yeah, being able to recover it so quickly was rather impressive.
But I'm wondering specifically how you were able to find it.
It's really not that big of a mystery. First things first, when I heard about the missing person, I asked around to get an idea of the situation. I talked with Tiger, who was sitting near the scene, about when he was last seen. And she gave me the very useful tip that she hadn't seen him leave the office. I knew the office was empty, that's why Sheep called me. But with a witness telling me that the man should have still been there, I thought it wise to really look around in there. When I saw the safe, when I saw that it was life-sized, well, I just had to check it out.
And how did you open it?
I bought the master key from Sheep.
Master keys?
Yeah, they could lock and unlock pretty much anything in the building, including the safe. With them, you don't need to know the safe's password.
Seems pretty irresponsible to let those also access the safe.
I guess Bone trusted Sheep.
Alright then. I guess that all adds up. You pass.
I pass? Well, good for me.
Good for you.
So I heard about everything Doc said from Snake and Dragon.
Oh.
Yeah, they kind of explained that situation to the group.
That's nice.
I suppose you think I'm pretty scummy, huh? I mean, I'm sort of complicit in the whole corrupt police force thing, yeah? Doc wasn't lying about all that. It's pretty bad. They do blackmail you.
I've been trying to help things from the inside, but I'm pretty much trash, huh?
Nein.
No, huh? I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not cool what you've done. But you've been blackmailed, right? It sounds like you're the victim here. If you're legitimately just trying to do good, the best you can, I don't know how I can say that's evil.
Thank you, Mouse. Most people wouldn't be that understanding.
I'm not most people. And just like that, I walked away from him. Nächste Person. Oh, so viele. Ha. Okay. Ach, komm, Dragon. I still couldn't fit Dragon into the puzzle. For that reason alone, I need to talk to her. She didn't look all too pleased to see me.
Don't you have better things to do? Whatever. Let's go away.
Thank you, Dragon.
Yeah, just go on with that.
I mean, to put it simply, are you sure you have no connection to all of this? No connection at all?
If I know, I'd tell you, okay. Although... Okay, actually, I do know.
You do?
Yeah, I heard something from Doc during our stay at his dungeon. Apparently, I used to run by his bar pretty frequently around the time of the incident.
Really?
Yeah, and once he said that, I realized that I did recognize him. He was right. I was a semi-regular customer of his a while back. But this place was usually the end of my bar crawls. That is all of them. I hardly remember anything from that time.
But I mean, that's a connection. That's gotta be why you were bought. So then something important must have happened there.
You think I don't know that, dickwad? Ever since Doc told me, I've been thinking. Something must have happened one of those nights, it's just not coming to me. I think there's a chance I saw somebody. But despite my best efforts, it's not coming to me.
But maybe somebody doesn't know that.
Huh?
Forget it.
This whole thing's bullshit.
It is.
So I'm probably dealing with this better than you all. After all, I'm used to living in danger.
Because you're a gang leader, right?
Pretty much.
You should really quit that.
Oh really? Thanks, I didn't think of that.
I'm serious.
Give me one good reason why I should stop.
For your gang safety. Oh, das ist ein guter Angriff eigentlich, ja.
My gang safety? How are they going to be more safe when I'm not leading them?
Maybe you should tell them to quit it as well.
That go over real well.
I'm just saying, you've got a lot of influence. You could do a lot of good. Or if you keep going at the rate you're going, you could get a bunch of your friends killed. Fuck you. What do you know about laws? The hell do you think it gives you the right to stick your nose in my business? I sighed, then walked away. Okay, man kann's versuchen, ne? There wasn't much else I could do. Nee, oh, warte. Gespeichert da? Ja, hab ich, okay. Snake! Snake was a critical witness in all of this. He must have some sort of insight. However, after I found him, I was met with something of a wall.
My deepest apologies, Mouse, but everything I have to say on the incident has been spoken for. At the time, my mind was elsewhere, so it's not as though I was able to catch some key details the police might have missed. I was rather zoned out, all things considered. I'm afraid my perspective won't add anything into your investigation.
I sighed. I was afraid of this.
Did you think this investigation was easy? That by just asking the right questions, the truth would be made clear to you?
I was kinda hoping that.
I'm sad to say, Mouse, life rarely works so cleanly. It's messy, full of things you'd rather be a different way. Take my life, for instance. I've spent so many years acting as a teacher, putting my art to the side. Because of that, I fear I've never been able to reach my full potential. Ah, how regretful.
It has been erased, yeah.
Oh!
So what if you haven't been doing art full time? You've been a teacher, presumably a good one. That's like a super important job. You're shaping the future generation. Isn't it enough?
What a hopeful take on the matter. You make me long for simpler days.
Oh. And with that seemingly dismissive comment, Snake dismissed me. So I left. Sheep was Bone's secretary. She should have known him the best. Certainly, she had insight into his case. You want to talk about that? I mean, I guess, yeah, I can answer your questions. Awesome. First up, when was the last time you had direct contact with Amadeus? It was a bit after Snake had come in. He talked with me a bit on the intercom. Not really about anything productive. He didn't even bother to talk to you face to face in the morning? From the sound of things, he was lying on the couch. He had a habit of doing things like that. That's an odd habit to have. Yeah, well, I don't think people really understand what Amadeus was like. I've never met someone who was so confident at all times. And he had good reason. Because no matter the situation, he was always in control. He knew how to strike at your weakness. He certainly knew mine. Oh. Don't get me wrong, I could never condone murder. Never, ever. But I mean, I get why Aaron did what he did. Amadeus did a lot of things I don't like to remember. He was a very, 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 very bad boss. I can't imagine how he treated Aaron. Not too badly, I can imagine, or else why the two got drink like that was something normal. Yeah, well, it's not like Amadeus always had it easy either. He had a pretty rough time of it when he was a kid. Who gives a shit? That's an understandable response. Say, Mouse, what would you do with a horrible past? How would you handle it? Me? Forget some, remember some, das macht Sinn. Huh? I mean, in every hardship, there's stuff you can learn from, right? To forget that important stuff would be pretty dumb. But at the same time, that doesn't mean you should hold on to things that'll just drag you down. I mean, just use the best judgment on that stuff, you know? Yeah, that makes sense. That's good advice. Of course it's good advice. I'm giving it. Anyways, I gotta get going. Oh, okay then. Ach, liebe Sheep. Curiosity stated, I left Sheep to herself. We'll talk to. Und da haben wir Rooster, die letzte Person im Bundle. Wuhu! Aber die machen wir im nächsten Part, denn vielleicht kommt danach wieder eine coole Szene. Wir werden nicht wissen, was, aber wir gucken. Ich danke mir fürs Zugucken und dann bis nächstes Mal bei Zodiac Trial. Tschüss!